This is from one girl trying to figure out this crazy life to another. Let's do this. So, today, I really want to dive into the world of manifesting and spirituality and my rocky, bumpy road with it. What we're going to talk about, I promise, is going to feel good at the end, but I just want to be real with you guys because I wish someone would have made a video for me to watch, like this one that I'm making for you. So, my whole life, I've been striving, pushing, driving, and then I've crashed a lot, but I've always been an optimist. So, I've always thought I could do anything, make things happen. But before I got into meditating and things like that, I was just going in whatever direction excited me, and then I would hang on for way too long. It was probably partially my ego, but I would not let things fall or fail. I mean, I have had failures, but for example, I decided to put on a 100 obstacle course in the middle of the desert. This was before obstacle course races. I was always obsessed with trying to have fun working out. I have a big weight loss story. Anyways, the first time I put on the race, it didn't quite work out, but I thought I knew why. And so then I did it again, and then I did it again. And people really, really enjoyed it, and it was great, but it was not financially successful at all. It totally was a hardship on my team, on my brothers and I to put on. And so what I'm saying is, my whole life I've pushed for things and I've been able to make them happen, but I've also been kind of miserable for most of my life. And like, I never think of it that way because I'm always so busy thinking about what I'm doing now or the future. Like when people ask me, what did you do last weekend? I have to stop, rewind, think about what I did last weekend because usually I'm just excited about the next thing. And what I'm trying to say is that lifestyle hasn't served me. I'm happy that I have a nature where I go for things and I do things and I make things happen and I try things that I've never seen anyone else try, but it's also extremely exhausting. Like really, like entrepreneurship is exhausting. And so when the pandemic hit and I own multiple gyms, now I'm a silent partner in two of them, and then I still own the one in the building. Anyways, when the pandemic happened and the gyms were shut down, for the first time ever in my life, I had time to be still. And I did what I called the Vegas Rising Summit. I was like, I'm going to help my fellow people in Las Vegas during this time because I felt like I needed to do something. A lot of us felt that way. So I decided to interview successful people and ask them about their journeys. Every single one of them mentioned meditation. And I talk about this in another video, but the pandemic was the first time I started meditating. Then I got super excited about all kinds of spiritual teachers. I got super excited about Abraham Hicks, Esther Hicks. I got super excited about Joe Dispenza. I went deep into this land of spirituality for kind of the first time. So I was raised like a lot of people were raised, and it was with very strict rules around spirituality and how you were supposed to be. Everyone was very well-meaning. My parents were well-meaning. Everybody did the best they could with the information that they had at the time and the information that they were given from their parents. But anyways, it was not fun for me to have all these strict rules. And we had even more rules. Like we had to wear long dresses. You had to have your hair in a bun. You couldn't cut your hair. No TV. TV was bad. Dancing was bad. All these things were like bad. And I think now they're loosening up a lot, you know, just learning with the times. But anyways, coming from that and hearing spiritual teachers like Abraham Hicks talk about following the joy and that things are supposed to feel good and life is supposed to feel good and you're supposed to follow the things that feel good, that was the opposite from how I perceived the teachings growing up. Because growing up, and my brothers had a different experience, my parents had a different experience. I'm a little more like, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. But basically, the translation to me was you have to be miserable here on earth. And if you're persecuted and you're miserable on earth, then you have a place in heaven. And so for people like Esther Hicks and Joe Dispenza to talk about following the love and feeling good in the moment, I got so into it. And then typical me, I got like crazy into it. Meaning I was like, I'm going to stay in a high vibration state all the time. and nothing bad is going to happen to me because I'm in this high vibration state. And then, bam, life happened, and car accident. My dog, it was a rescue dog, boyfriend's dog, bit me, giant bite out of my leg. He was in trauma. It wasn't his fault. He's a good boy. He's not really a good boy. But anyways, lots of things happened. A business that I had started crashed due to no fault of my own. Just lots of things. And I was like, well, maybe all of this manifesting spirituality stuff, like maybe it's not real, because I was staying in a high vibration state and all of that bad stuff happened to me. Then I just decided to go back into my old mode of just working really hard. So because of the pandemic with the gyms, like finances kind of took a dive. Like I spent a lot of money every month keeping the gyms afloat. They were negative for a long time. And I went back into that drive, strive, work, hustle to build up my virtual assistant business. And I loved it. I loved the mission of the business. It's an awesome business. I'm thankful to have it. And then I got vertigo to where I couldn't see, throwing up all over myself, like couldn't use my brain. And I was like, oh, there's just some rough things. And I think, and looking back, I think it's partially from the car accident, partially from stress. Anyways, I started really wanting the spiritual stuff back and wanting how I felt during those spiritual years of my life. So, got back into it. And this second time around, I miss the childlike delight that I had when I first learned about all of the spiritual stuff. I really do miss that. And I also felt like, because of my excitement and enthusiasm, I felt like I could connect like this, like just instantly. And I feel myself very connected right now, which I'm thankful for. But I've just finished up a month of a lot of travel, a lot of tough things, couple months. Actually, let's just be real, a few years of a lot of tough things. And it's all coming to a close. I'm coming out the other side. But this last month particularly, I found myself really dysregulated and found it really hard to connect. I wasn't making these videos as much. And going to visit my grandpa on hospice the last couple days, and I got to ride with my brothers and my sister-in-law, and we're all out of the church we were raised in, but we're all very different. And I had a lot of questions for them because I had been feeling sad and I just wanted to hear from them what they do when they're sad. And it was so wonderful to hear them talk about that. And my sister-in-law, I feel like she's got it figured out. She said that when she's sad, her husband, my brother, is the only one that's probably going to know about it. And she just has her routine. She loves her work. She's very good at it. And she does her work, and then the days off, she has her hobbies and her girlfriends, and I love that. I'm like, oh, that's beautiful. And then my brothers had a different way of dealing with sadness. And on the way back, I listened to Eckhart Tolle talk about how challenges are just part of life, but if we really dissect our challenges in any moment, he's like, in any moment, I'm either standing, or I'm sitting, or I'm laying down, or I'm eating, or I'm like, it's just like breaking down our moments and being present and just accepting the challenges as life. So growing up, I always heard the mantra, life's not fair, and I felt like we had to be persecuted on earth to lay up treasure in heaven. And when I came upon these teachers who started talking about how, no, we're meant to be joyful here on earth, we're meant to be happy, we're meant to feel good, I just latched onto that so much that anything other than feeling good became like something bad. And that's not it. That's not the way to live. Like, the way to live is contrast is what helps us feel the joy and the peace And so there will be life challenges, and I get to choose to be present during those challenges, to be the best version of myself, and just to be present and to give 100% of myself to every moment. And it's okay for me to have goals and stuff. That's fine. But I've reached a lot of my goals and not been any happier than I was before. So right now, I'm really focusing on being present in my moment. As I've talked about, I'm downsizing my lifestyle to need less, even though my business is doing well. And I will let you guys know how all of this is going. But I am really thankful for the people in my life who are willing to have these conversations with me and who are willing to normalize the chaos that comes into our lives and the challenges, and to tell me that it's not because I'm in a low vibrational state that I've attracted these things. It's just normal, and we need contrast, and it's totally normal to have it. And there are some things that I can do in my life regarding my finances and regarding organizing my life to where I can have less challenges, but there's still going to be challenges, and that's okay. And I'm going to embrace them and go back. I used to be very stoic. Well, I don't even know if it's called stoicism, but I went 6 years without crying. I would just drive and strive forward, but I also ended up sick a lot. So now I'm not sick hardly ever. And I'm trying to allow myself to cry and to feel and to be present. However, I am going to kind of channel a little bit of the old Rhino Julie, the one that really rolled with the punches quite well and just kept going. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'll be sure to update you. I would love to hear about your journey through this. I guess to sum it all up, I've always felt my whole life, like once I got everything figured out, my life was just going to be like this. And that's not true. We're never going to figure it all out. And life is always going to have challenges, and that's just the way it is, and it's okay. And it's a beautiful part of life, and maybe it's why we're here on earth, to experience that contrast so that our souls can grow and develop. Get more wise maybe. Okay, so today I get to do whatever I want, which will include working out with my boyfriend, making lunch together,
and then we're going to go mountain biking. Beautiful Saturday. So thankful. I'm going to go see what Zozo wants because she's whining a little. Bye.